Hello everybody, this is my large Scots pine. And when I say large, it's about almost 2 feet in height from the top of the soil to the tip of the longest shoot. Let me zoom in a little bit and you'll see that it's going a bit nuts, showing off just what means to be apically dominant. There's some spectacularly long shoots at the top at the moment, and as we move down the tree, they're less than half, even a quarter in some cases. I've a bit late really, but I'm going to look at repotting this tree. For those of you who haven't been around for a long time, back in November 2015 I think it was, I made the decision that I really didn't like the nabari on this tree, and I applied a tourniquet of wire above the existing nabari and put a top of a pot around that and filled it with soil in the hopes that as the tree grew it could form a new nabari. So now it's had 3 full growing seasons. All I've done with it each year is let it grow, cut it back, let it grow, cut it back. I want to see what I've got under all that soil. So let's move in a little closer and see what we can see. Okay, well, as you can see, it's quite a thick, chunky trunk, lovely bark, lots of branches to choose from. This area here is where the original top had died off and was cut back. I did a little bit of carving, nothing special. A couple other branches have since died off. A new leader from there. If I had to have a choice of leaders realistically, I've struggled with this tree from the day I got it. I bought it cheap because it had died back at the top. It was originally quite a tall tree, and the entire top section had died back. And I've struggled deciding what I want to do with it realistically. But I did know that I didn't like the nabari, and I decided to experiment and see if I could change that. So here we go. So I'm going to try and get this off. It shouldn't be too difficult. It's actually in several pieces. Now, it was a solid ring, obviously, when I first put it in. Let me see if I can get the camera at a slightly better angle, because all I think you can see at the moment is a mass of needles. Okay, hope that's slightly better. Let's just try and get the rest of this ring of pot away. It is actually full of roots, which is a good sign, except that it's also full of weeds, so it could just be weed roots, of course. Let me lift the lower branches up again so you can hopefully see in there the trunk. Yeah, a lot of weed. I've also got some little birch trees, so I will try and save those if and I can. They should come out fairly easily. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to get a little cup of water so I can put these in until I have time to deal with them. Okay, so yeah, I've got my little cup, some water in it, and if you've seen some of my previous videos, including the one I just uploaded about Cascade Bonsai, you could be excused for thinking, hasn't he got enough trees? But I just can't resist trying to keep them alive. Oops. Tiny digi little tree. I mean, that's probably in last year maybe. Would have been quite dry in here, I think. But it's just incredible to think that a seedling could get in under this canopy of needles. So there's a weed, don't want that. This one, I should imagine, has been in here several years. Well, maybe 2, maybe 3 years even. It's quite a good substantial taproot, which I'm just going to snip that off so that it will sit better in the cup. But yeah, that could be a future bonsai. And yeah, there's a few others. So what else? I have some kind of conifer in here. Butterfingers. Not sure exactly what that one is, but into the cup. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera off and keep going around getting some of these trees and weeds out, try and get the soil back to the original level in the pot, and we'll see what we have. Okay, so not the rip-roaring success that I'd hoped after all these years. The tree is beginning to callus. Above the wire there's just where the wire was twisted together is just at this point where my finger is. Even a few roots. But what I think I'm going to have to do is it's too late for a plan B. Never going to hide this ugly scarf. I went back to the original Labari, which, you know, at the end of the day I wasn't happy with anyway. So what would be the point of that? I think it just means I need to be a bit more patient and put this back for another few years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wound this callus, if I can find my little chisel set, and yeah, so I'm going to wound this back. Problem with Scots pines, they're very thick bark, very thick flaky bark. So I'm going to wound this back to the cambium layer, thusly. Okay, so I've ringed the bark right down to the cambium, all the way down and round, and so now I'm going to try and get this ring of plastic pot over the top, which I think is going to be easier said than done. I think I'm going to have to cut it and then wire it closed afterwards, so maybe we'll just cut it. I already have a hole just around and make another hole here. Look away for squeamish. Well, they look away for squeamish. I'm not even showing you on the camera. There we are. I'll put a hole there, a hole there, and another hole just here. So I'll slide under the tree and hopefully I can just match those holes up with the wire and put that together. Fairly simply. A little bit like threading a needle. That's better, straight through the holes. Okay, so just twist and tie those together, and then that will once it's filled with soil, quite happily sit there for the next couple of years. Get it nice and central, and hopefully we'll get some rooting. So now then, I have reduced the trees what am I trying to say? I've reduced the amount of vigor the tree will be getting from the roots because of this to a certain extent. So I'm going to have to remove some of this top growth, and I'm not even going to be that choosy about what I remove and what I keep. What I want to do is not lose any branches, just reduce some of this really long growth, like this piece, long and straight. Shouldn't have to worry too much about back budding. This tree has been very happy to back bud for me. I have a long silly branch here. There's a couple of buds, candles burst in there, so I'm just going to work my way around, shortening off some of these growths just to reduce some of the transpiration of the tree. A little bit of light into some of these inner branches. Always pruning back to where there are still needles. I mean, realistically, this tree has got far too many branches, but for now I'm not going to consider them too many branches. I'm going to consider them future choices. For future branches. Okay, let me bring this round. Okay, here we have, way too much going on, really. Way too much. kind of opens it up a little bit. Still got far too many branches in one plane here. Move some of this big chunky stuff. That's better. Okay, so yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I won't bore you with the details of me filling in this with soil. I'm going to take off this weak shoot here. There. And then it'll go back on the bench, and we'll come back and look at it maybe in the autumn to reassure ourselves that it's not dead. And then another couple of years, I think, and we'll see how the roots have done. Okay, so there we are. Only half the tree it was, I guess. A whole lot of branches taken off. I'm still thinking this will be my leader. Maybe this, but it's hard to say until we get the Nabari sorted. Still far too many branches at the bottom, but I don't want to take any more because I want the tree to have the oomph to grow and develop those roots. So that's about all for now. Thank you for watching and take care of yourselves.